Hello YouTube, this is PlanetSohaib. Man, today this is a sort of my Python tutorials, and like I do not mean by just teaching from right up the basics, but the first tutorials are gonna be pretty basic actually, just using the very few basics of Python. Python, if you don't know, is pretty basic, and in the tutorial series I'm gonna be using my tablet and Python 3. So I hope you learned something from these tutorials because, well, I know I did from some other tutorials that I watched on YouTube. And so today, for the first, the thing we all like is operating systems like Windows and Mac, Mac OS, and so we're going to be making an operating system, a very simple operating system, which will be having two users in it, two users with different passwords and a few floats, and like if it the system will the system will just differentiate between both of the two users. Like for example, if one user enters his password, and his password will be, for example, Sohaib, okay, just something like this. So okay, this is his username for now, okay, just like this is his username, and then it will ask him for the password. So now the computer will differentiate between, like for example, this is his username, so his password should be, for example, planet. And if it is not planet, then it is the wrong user. So just like this, we're gonna be starting out by typing or just creating ourselves some floats. So how to create floats in Python? There is no use of writing the word float, even though if it does exist in the Python dictionary, but yet we're not gonna be using it because, well, it is not used in order to do this kind of stuff. So let's start out by writing what the name of the user is gonna be. So we're just gonna be writing name, and so okay, name of user 1. So let's just do it name 1. Let's do it Sohaib. Okay, so now this is not actually the name, it should be in double quotes. Well, it's in every, like it's a string right now. Another name, name 2. Let's do it. What do you call name 2? And that is, okay, I'm just gonna be calling it, let's call it Shah, okay, just like this. So now we have the names. Let's now do the username. So username 1, I'm gonna be doing it, let's do it SO. I don't just keep forgetting the double quotes in here. Okay, but we did that. Next, we're gonna be another username, username 2, and it's gonna be let's do it as H. Let's do it HA here. How something left. I don't know what I did there. Here I'm just gonna be okay. For password, I'm gonna be doing like for example password 1. And so just gonna be calling the password on as planet with a, let's do it all in a small, so just in case I forget, but it's not like so hard to forget. Now password 2, let me just make the password 2, let's just smile. The next thing I'm gonna be doing, so usernames, passwords, and names are done. So now we have like the basic information we need the computer to know. So now we're gonna be defining a function, and how to define. So the first few letters of define, DEF, is how we define a function. Like for example, if I was to do it in some other language, I would write function, and so right here we're just writing define. So I'm gonna be calling the first function username I spelled username wrong. Username underscore validation. And I hope my quality is nice enough so you can understand. And like these brackets in the middle here, parentheses actually called. So now if I was to do it in JavaScript, I will write here function. It's like this, but now it does not exist in the Python. So for now, def or just define. And so for JavaScript, we do it like this: get this parenthesis, and then another one like this. I got sorry for that. It's just that something fell off, and so like this. But here in Python, this is what you do, just like this. No, sorry. Yeah, this a column. And so pressing up tab and we just get there. So in Python, the tab button is very important. If you just don't get that right, Python will not understand, because for the ending of a function in Python, there is no symbol or something. You just gotta do like the right line and the right thing there. So it's actually pretty simple, but yet it's important to press the tab button. Okay, so username validation. So with print, so print thereby means that like just print a line on the console. So I'm gonna be doing enter, yeah, and in double quotes, enter your username. Okay, okay, so just like that. Now it's gonna be printing that on the screen. Like if we run it right now, if you run it, so as you would be seeing there, it's gonna be, oh, it did not print because I did not call the function. I'm pretty sorry for that. So I just gotta check in there. So first we gotta call it, and I'm just gonna be calling it right there. Where it's called username validation. So we're just gonna be added the function username underscore validation with the parentheses. It's pretty important there. So it's like that. Now if I save it and run it, it should be running smoothly. Let's wait for it and see. So it was already closing it. Okay, enter username. It does it. Okay, exiting that. Now we're gonna be going to inputs. So what is input? Input is something written by the user and the console reads it. So we're gonna be naming the input username, because well, it's pretty simple. And what username is, it's an input. So in front of input, you just do this double bracket thingy. All the double brackets, I mean bracket and then open bracket and close bracket. Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, and there's nothing else to do. Just so now it will just give you an option to write there. And so now we want the username to be something pretty specific. So if we're gonna be doing if, it's pretty simple, like, and everything is there. So if this username is double equal to, because this is how we do it in if things, like if conditions. So if username is the value of username 1, then here's what you gotta do. Just like the function, using a column, we can do even this, and tab is pretty important. So now if it is to the value of that, what we're gonna be doing is password underscore validation. So actually we right here are making a pretty advanced security system for it, password underscore validation. But now if we go to only this, it will be pretty hard for us to like check if it was username 1 that was entered or it was username 2. But so for that hard thing, we're gonna be doing this. username validation 1. So this is gonna be for the first one, like after entering username 1. And so else, like we could have done this like write else, and then inside that we write another if. But in Python we have a simple function, elif. That would just mean else if. Okay, and that else if username is the value of username 2. Username 2. So then what we're gonna be doing is just like this. We're gonna be doing a password validation 2. Password underscore validation 2, because it's pretty hard to like just take the values of them in a single function. And so for I just wrote 2 there. Okay, and now so okay, but if the now in some operating systems like Windows, if you write the password and it is wrong, they'll tell you wrong password or something, right? So for that we're gonna be doing elif username. So for like saying that it not equal to, we do an exclamation mark and equal, not equal to username 1 r. Look at this. This is pretty simple there. Username 2. Then what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be printing. So now I could have done this like in in double quotes, just write whatever it is that you want to write. But let me just define it easily there. So I'm gonna be defining it wrong info. Wrong info is gonna be the name. Wrong underscore info. Okay, so it's gonna be wrong in yeah, let's do it. Wrong info. Please type in the correct login info. So correct. I just spelled so wrong there. Okay, correct login. Let's do login info. It's like this. I don't know why I even wrote the please thing there. It's gonna be removing it because, well, it seems like we're begging there for some reason. I don't like writing something like this up there. But so now this should be okay. Wrong info. So now what we need to print it. So now we are not gonna be writing that in double quotes, because it's going to take it in as a string, and it's just gonna be displaying the word wrong info. But we wanted to print what is inside the wrong info. So without double quotes, we're gonna be writing wrong underscore info. Like we're just wanting you to type the value of wrong info. So like that. And we're gonna be redoing this username validation thing again. So after this username underscore validation, this one should be done. Now it's just a matter of calling it, which we already have down there. So now in Python, in order for you to successfully call a function from a function, is that it should be at least above the function from which you're calling it. So if I like just write the next function below this username validation function, it won't call it, because it doesn't know where to find it. So it should be in Python, it should be above the function from which we are calling it. So def, or just define, let's do password underscore validation. Password underscore validation. So this is a part 1 of this tutorial, in which we are only going to be focusing up on the security thing. We are going to be developing this operating system further and further until like I'm just satisfied with it. Like I just created some operating system type thing there. So it's going to be a pretty long series for this one, and then we're going to be having another tutorial on some other Python thing, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see what I can do here. So print, enter your user, enter your password actually. Enter, why can't I just write capital? So enter your password is what it is. Well, I don't know why can't I just spell it up capital? Come on. Okay, I think I need to change my keyboard, but I'm not gonna be doing it. At least I know for this series, surely enough. Um, so enter your password. After just writing that, we're gonna be making another input, just like we did in the username one. And so this password validation one, actually, I don't really have to be there. So here for the password validation one is what we're gonna be writing here. So is gonna be password is the name of the input. So password is an input, and so just like this. So as you just noticed there, and it was just the correct, like, you know, the spacing and the tab button and stuff there that just made me like don't mix the function with the first line, and like it's like so complicated to get like Python to I mean just like Python easily just gets mixed up because if you do not do it carefully, so you need to be careful about it. So now if this password is not equal to the value of first, let's do it equal. So if this password is equal to password 1, and it's only going to be password 1 because this is the username password validation 1. So password 1, then what we're going to be doing is, so just doing, guys, a second. So going to another function, it's going to be calling it main1. So it's going to be actually pretty different for main1 and main2, but so just like this. Now we're going to be doing an elif function. So let's do it just like this. So elif password's value is not equal to password 1. Just like that, what we're going to be doing is calling it a print wrong info, wrong underscore info there, and so just like that. So this will just help us, like, you know, continue this. What am I even saying now? So this right here is gonna be like entering like wrong info type in the correct login info, like just telling him to just put on the correct info here. And so we're gonna be reloading password validation, otherwise the console is gonna end, and it's not gonna be very nice in design. It's just gonna be like DOS. But like to me it's pretty awesome, but at least it feels like something is what I'm caring about right now. So password validation, there we go. So even this one should be done. Now what we're gonna be doing is writing about password validation 2, because well the other one, like the other username leads to password validation 2. So defining password validation 2, password underscore validation 2, validation 2, like that. And so the next thing is like password validation 2 is just gonna be a copy of this. So for the quick and ease of this tutorial, I'm just gonna be copying all this. Oh yeah, copy. And so what I'm gonna be doing is pasting it all about here. There we go. So this one is gonna be password validation 2, and this one is gonna be password validation 1. I should not be forgetting this because, well, and here password validate, password 2 is gonna be the one here, and also password 2 is gonna be the one here. And so main 1 and changing that to main 2. Okay, so now first we're gonna be creating another one like main 1 there. So let's create a function called main def. Yeah, def first is gonna be definition, or just define main 1. And so we're gonna be defining it. So there we go. A tab is pretty important, and we're printing welcome. Okay, so like we're about to end the tutorial, and so let's just end it with something nice. It's like welcoming the user, so welcome. And so now if we want to print a few things at a time, we just separate them with commas. So welcome, I just did that space because I know it's not going to be giving space there. So welcome, and the name of user 1 is, oh god, oh there we go, the name of user 1, so welcome. And just after that we're going to be giving a space, and so we're going to be giving it up a space there. It's just like, it's not counting in anything, but it's just a way of writing the code. So, and it's pretty important actually, and I guess not very important at the same time, but I do that, and so I just guess it's important to me. So welcome, and then the name of the user, so name 1 is the name there, and so this should be ended by a bracket. And so this is the end of name 1 for now. There's gonna be more options here, but for now I'm happy with this. So another definition of function called main 2 as of the other partial validation, and so main 2. So then we're just gonna be giving the same thing, a tab, a print. We're just gonna be printing in the words welcome with a space there, because I know it's not gonna be giving a space anyway, and name 2. And I think this should probably work. Let's save it and let's run it and see how this looks like. Enter your username, so I'm just gonna be giving it username 1. What was the username 1? SO. My password will be what was it? Oh, come on, Planet, I think. Planet. Welcome Sohaib, as I say so. Now if we restart this again, so for example I just gave it a wrong username, like H. Okay, done. Wrong info. Type in the correct login info. And so another username, so let me just give it the second one. Now if you guys are wondering how secure is the password one, anything I give it, I'll just say oh yeah, there we go. I knew there will be some errors. So password 2, there we go. Password 2 is not defined, and also password 1 won't be defined as God. So I'm just gonna be running it again and again. I mean, sorry, HA. Okay, and it's gonna be. It should be, I think, Sohaib, as if I know it. Okay, so it's gonna be capital SOHIB. Think. What the? Okay, let me do it once again. Let me close it, because I just need to know what this is. So oh, it's smile. I forgot completely. I like it's smile. Oh, how did I just pronounce the word smile? I just say it's smile. I don't know how I say that. Username was SO and ha. And let me just do a smile as it was. Welcome Shah. There we go. It's working. So this is gonna be the end of this episode. And oh, How was I speaking? Okay. This is gonna be the end of this episode, and so tomorrow we're gonna be continuing with the same one, and but as a bear, and continuing this operating system, and so Eid Mubarak to all of you Muslims out there, and Allah Hafiz to all of you all. Just bye.